Aloha everyone. Another day, another different outcome for this overall market as we remain range bound, stuck in between the August 824 or the 824 lows and the 250-day moving average on the Nasdaq. Same with the Russell 2000, S&P 500, and blah 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 blah. Every other index to psychoanalyze this price action is adventure and futility overall, because really we're just range bound going nowhere in September. So I don't really know what much more I can say other than it looks like if we continue to trade like this sideways and this price action doesn't really start to significantly improve once we catch up to the downtrending 5200-day moving average, I could possibly be getting an epic short sale setup, but I might not. Why might I not? Because unfortunately, which is only unfortunate because the signals are so shitty, we keep getting half-ass signals that are too good to ignore, too bad to not take, in full amount. So it's a really weird tape, and that's why we're going to continue to keep trade slow. But this market continues just to absolutely confound my methodology. It just is no match for this volatile tape. Our new long signal yesterday, EDAP, excellent, strong 11% gain. At one point intraday, it was up 15%. That's an amazing one-day gain. Too bad the goddamn stock decided to gap up well past my limit. So my limits on the book, since it was closed at 378, I put it at 379. The stock only got down to 384 before running up to 435. Once again, another victim of my limit orders in a market that just wants to gap all around, just whipping me left and right, which is why we remain extremely heavy cash and why I refuse to get big here on any position. Just like MOH flew past my limit orders the morning of Wednesday. Here we are on Thursday, and another gain. So now MOH is up 3.5% without me. So that's two new long positions that have done extremely well that I'm nowhere anywhere near being invested for the ride. And then look at this, so end of day holdings like ANAC, this is giving me a buyback signal. So I've been knocked out of it. I got to buy it back, but because of the volume surge, chances of it succeeding very low. EPAM, look, pocket pivot point signal, no volume. Either way, it's a buyback signal. Once again, 824 shook me out. Actually, 824 didn't shake me out this day. Way back here, shook me out on 8.5, so I was already taken out of there. But now we basically have a buyback signal in EPAM, so more commissions, more capital being put to work. And then DXCM, the worst of all the buyback signals. DXCM knocked me out of everything on 824 with the flash crash. And here we are getting a buyback signal. So DXCM, ANAC, and EPAM, I'm buying back because I've been shaken out. But I don't expect any of those to work. However, if I don't buy them back and these stocks run without me, how do you think I'm going to respond? Probably not well. So I got to buy them back and then risk being wrong. It's not going to cost me much. It's going to be 1% of my account capital niche. But if I buy back all three of these and then take our three new long positions tonight, I should be back to being slightly more long than I am short. But still, we're at 85% cash. With these signals, it would drop me down to 80% cash, which would put me probably around 11% long, 9% short, 80% cash in this extremely tricky environment. But I got signals, so I got to take them. NBIX is producing a buyable signal. It's not a pocket pivot point signal, as it didn't touch the 10-day moving average, but it's close enough. Surge in BOP, surge in volume. Oscillators are all trending higher, so there's nothing to fight there. But it's a V-shaped breakout, so we'll see how it holds. But NBIX is a perfect speculator quality stock. There's only 30 stocks that qualify for that scan. This is one of them. It was also confirmed in my new highs and my price volume BOP surge scan, so no matter what, I got to take it. But because I risk 6%, I'm not going more than 1.5%. So NBIX, 1% for being in perfect speculator scan, 0.5% for being confirmed in the other scans. And then also EDN. So EDN yesterday was looking like a new long position as it had a pocket pivot point signal and a surge in BOP. Unfortunately for that long signal, though, the stock decided to close well off the highs of the day, thus negating the long signal. Well, today it's closing above those high day signal of that signal date yesterday. BOP is stronger than the day before, and volume's really irrelevant as we're taking out the old highs. So EDN based on yesterday's signal being combined with today's price action is a new long signal. EDN was confirmed in my BOP, green BOP for at least 20-day scan, and my price volume BOP scan. Since we don't risk much and it's a CanSum quality scan stock, once again, 1% for EDN, 0.5% for it being confirmed in the other scans, 1.5% of my account capital is going into EDN. And then also a stock that I brought up actually before its big move, I brought up APLE on 9.4. On 9.5 the stock moved 6%. Consolidated for 1 day yesterday, and now with a higher volume, by the way, with a nice intraday price action. And today we got a big surge in volume, big surge in BOP. All the oscillators are in uptrends. So this is a buyable signal right here. It's a little tricky, but we still don't risk much. If we're wrong on the position, you can go ahead and use all the way down here, but you know, I really don't think it should take out these lows. So 17.99 will be my final sell stop on that. NBIX, half of it's going to be below 49.56. The other half is going to be at 47.18. Yeah, that's what I want to do. 47.18. God, instinct says you better make it to here, but I just don't care. I don't want it to go back below the 50-day moving average. So 47.18, and then EDN. Whoops, EDN. 50% of it going to use yesterday's low day, 13.14, and then the final will come with a move below 12.52. So EDN is 1.5%, NBIX is 1.5%, and APLE, this was only, well, this was in the IPO scan, and it was also in the price volume BOP scan. Since the IPO scan isn't a CAN SLIM or perfect speculator scan, we'll give 0.5% for that, 0.5% for the price volume BOP scan. So 1% of the account capital will go into APLE. And let's say that we've got a follow-through day, an amazing follow-through day, and we're clearly in an uptrend on the indexes. Are any of these 20% signals? Like, would I put 20% of my account capital in any of these? 15% of my account capital in any of these? 10% of my account capital? 5% of my account capital in any of these? Absolutely not. So once again, even though they are good signals, they're not great signals. Nothing's conclusive saying that we have to rally higher. But I tell you what, this gapping and this insane action from overnight close to the next morning open is indicative of a market that just should not be really traded on an end-of-day basis. That's why we're going to keep it small. So APLE 1, EDN 1.5, NBIX 1.5. There are no sells, there are no partial sells, no full sells, and obviously we have no covers. And if you notice, EFOI finally bit the dust, falling 17% today. This is its official short signal, losing max green BOP. So now what you want to do is you want to look for an early morning pop reversal, late day fade to go short this on margin, keeping a tight stops, buy stops, especially above the 29.17 level. But this one, if this market weakens, should at least lose half of its value. I could see this thing getting back to the 12s. But overall, we've got a pretty weird market, like Pan W, you know, reversing back with a 50-day moving average. We'll see if that holds. And UWN was interesting, but not interesting enough to take as a long signal. So pretty weird volatile market. But the worst of it all was EDAP today. Thanks a lot. That was a nice little 11% move we missed out on based on a few cents.